Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Gnostic Chef. It's been a minute. Trying times at the house. Keeping quiet, keeping away. Busy with things going on, as you would say. Today, I wanted to talk about the stargates of God and man. There are two gates that we know of, or we've heard of. Two gates into heaven, one being the intersection between Taurus and Gemini, getting closer to that, and that's known as the Silver Gate of Heaven, where Orion, Osiris, Asar is located. The intersection between Scorpio and Sagittarius, where Ophiuchus is located, is the Golden Gate Bridge, some other things alluding to this. The galactic center lies visually from our solar system along a line that passes through the Golden Gate. That constellation of Ophiuchus, the serpent holder, sits 180 degrees across Orion. Face one, you face the galactic center. Face the other, you have your back to the galactic center. Ophiuchus sits in the direction towards the center of our galaxy. The ancients called it the Gate of the Gods. It sits opposing of its direction, or which would be considered called the Gate of Man. In the Greek tale, Ophiuchus tramples on Scorpio and, having received the elixir of life from the serpent, restores Orion. At the time, Orion sets a sunrise on the winter solstice, thereby symbolically entering the underworld. On the winter solstice, Scorpio does rise, but Ophiuchus on its back, rising, and as Scorpio dies, the Orion rises. Ophiuchus also is setting, driving the Scorpion down into the underworld beneath her. Ophiuchus and Orion represent part of this cycle of life that we all incarnate into, going from earthly beings through the gate of man, eternal beings through the gates of God. Ophiuchus is the crossing over constellation. As you move, you sight through the sky, observing the signs of the outside of Ophiuchus. Starting with Scorpio and move your eyes over Sagittarius. You cross over the direction towards the galactic center. The sign opposing in the sky of Ophiuchus is Orion. Now imagine the Earth tilting to one side, allowing the elliptic path of the sun to cross up into the Ophiuchus, or Ophiuchus to seem to dip down into the elliptic path. Now move your wobble and tilt to about 13,000 years later. Earth is tilting to the other side. Orion is on the side of Earth is tilting towards. With the sun's alignment with the galactic center on the winter solstice, the sun will become the sign of Ophiuchus, the serpent holder. This represents mankind's crossing over back to the gate of gods, a higher consciousness. The Serpent Bearer represented as Ophiuchus. You have 12 disciples plus Christ. That's 13 for the zodiac. The constellation itself depicts Christ wrestling and getting control of the serpent. Ophiuchus has his foot on the scorpion, or Scorpio. This represents Christ walking on the water. Scorpio being the sign of death and rebirth, and is the only sign with 3 symbols. The new light codes are here to assist us in the next step for the Great Shift. The old initiation being through Orion, and the 1111 doorway of the oneness. As the initiation of the Great Pyramid took us through the doorway of Orion, the union of the opposing occurred. As the Earth and the solar system move through the galactic plane, the axis shifts. The cosmic egg, the serpent, Kundalini, a bright vibrating pool of life force, creating energy, being to move to the crossing over point and into the higher lights octaves, just like the Maya. At the opposing sides of heaven to Orion and Ophiuchus, the 13th sign. On the other sides is the Golden Gate, the Gate of God, gates of gods. Lies the Silver Gates is the gates of man. The Silver Gate is between Taurus, as I said. But I always thought these were an interesting idea, that maybe when you decide to exit, or you get that chance to exit, that it all depended on when you exit as a helpful boost into which direction you head. Interesting ideas. Tell me what you all think about it. If this is a topic that you've heard about or something that you've got information on, I'd love to hear in the comments. So until the next time I'm back on here, it was lovely talking to you, and I appreciate your witness. Have a blessed day.